It's 2:47 a.m. You're the captain of a cruise ship with 4,300 souls on board. Your radar just detected something impossible, a megastorm that appeared out of nowhere, growing faster than any weather system in recorded history. Wind speeds climbing from 40 to 180 knots in under 3 hours. You have 90 minutes before conditions become catastrophic. Every decision you make will determine who lives and who dies. What's your call, Captain? Welcome to Storm Command, where we dive deep into the most terrifying scenario any cruise ship captain can face, an unprecedented megastorm with zero warning time. This isn't Hollywood fiction. This is based on real maritime protocols, actual ship specifications, and genuine crisis scenarios that keep veteran captains awake at night. You are Elena Voss, commanding the MS Horizon Crown, a modern luxury cruise liner carrying 3,200 passengers and 1,100 crew members through the Caribbean. Your ship is 5 stories tall, longer than 3 football fields, and displacing 95,000 tons. It's a marvel of engineering, but it was never designed for what's coming. The scenario is simple but brutal. An atmospheric anomaly has spawned a storm system that defies meteorology science, and you're directly in its path. Your chief meteorologist's voice cracks through the emergency comm. Captain, we have a situation. Weather system appeared on radar 20 minutes ago. Impossible formation. Wind speeds climbing exponentially. It's growing, not moving. We've never seen anything like this. You look out the bridge windows. The sea is deceptively calm, stars still visible, but your instruments tell you a different story. A wall of black clouds advancing at impossible speed, wind speeds that would tear the skin off your hull. Here's your first critical decision. Option 1. Sound the general alarm immediately. Wake all 4,300 people right now. Yes, passengers will panic, children screaming, people demanding lifeboats, security overwhelmed. But they'll have maximum preparation time. Every minute counts when you're facing 15-meter waves. Option 2. Silent alert. Brief your senior officers first. Coordinate a response, then wake passengers in an organized manner. This gives you control and prevents immediate chaos, but you're sacrificing precious minutes when every second might save a life. Option 3. Call corporate headquarters. Get authorization before taking action. Follow the protocol exactly as written in your command manual. This protects your career and your license, but it also means 15 minutes wasted on hold with a risk manager in Miami who's never faced a storm at sea. By the time they make a decision, your options might be gone. What do you choose? Because here's the truth that Maritime Command never tells you in training. There are no right answers in a megastorm, only less catastrophic ones. Let's say you chose option 1, sound the alarm immediately. Now you're facing the cascade. Alarms wail through every corridor. Passengers flood the decks in pajamas, some terrified, some angry, some in complete denial. Your security chief reports, Captain, people are breaking into lifeboat stations. They think we're sinking. We have heart attack victims on 3 different decks. The medical bay is overwhelmed. Meanwhile, your first officer is shouting wind speed updates. 130 knots, 145 knots. Captain, we need to make a course decision now. Your chief engineer interrupts. Captain, if we turn into this storm at full power, the structural stress will exceed design specifications. We're talking 140% of maximum hull tolerance. I can't guarantee the ship holds together. But your radar operator has worse news. Captain, the storm is expanding in all directions. It's forming a perimeter around us. We have maybe 45 minutes before all escape routes are closed. You're boxed in, and now you face the second impossible choice. Do you chart a course through the thinnest part of the storm wall, the aggressive option? This means deliberately steering into 180-knot winds and 18-meter waves. Your ship was designed for 12-meter waves maximum. You'll be through the worst of it in 8 minutes. If your hull doesn't buckle first, if a window blows out, if the engine room doesn't flood, if a rogue wave doesn't capsize you. Or do you attempt full reverse, try to outrun the storm's expansion? Your ship can make 22 knots at full power, but the storm is expanding at 30 knots. You're in a race you mathematically cannot win, and every minute you run, you burn fuel you might need later for emergency power. Or do you do something truly desperate? Turn the ship perpendicular to the waves and ride it out. This violates every protocol in the book. Ships are designed to take waves bow first or stern first, never broadside. But conventional wisdom was written for conventional storms, and this is anything but conventional. Real captains have faced this exact scenario. In 2005, Captain Gerhard Bank of the Norwegian Dawn encountered a 70-foot rogue wave in the Atlantic. He had seconds to decide, turn into it or try to outrun it. He turned. The wave shattered windows 10 stories above the waterline. 4 passengers were injured, but the ship survived. If he'd tried to run, the wave would have hit them broadside. The ship would have capsized. All 2,400 people would have died. That's the reality of command. You make a choice in 3 seconds that naval architects spend years calculating, and you live with the consequences forever. But here's what makes this scenario truly brutal. It's not just physics and engineering, it's people. Let's say you chose to secure the pool deck manually, deploy your crew to lash down 2,000 deck chairs, tables, and loungers before they become projectiles in 180-knot winds. This is the smart choice tactically. Loose objects will punch holes through your hull like bullets. But it means sending 30 crew members onto an exposed deck in conditions that can kill them instantly. One gust, one moment of lost footing, and they're overboard, swept into a black ocean with zero chance of rescue. You give the order, your deck crew fights the storm. 3 of them are swept overboard, but they secure the deck. Your hull integrity stabilizes. The ship will make it. 3 families will never see their loved ones again because you gave the order, because you calculated that 3 deaths now might prevent 300 deaths later. This is command. This is the weight that captains carry. Every time a veteran captain looks at the ocean, they're calculating. Escape routes, wind angles, wave periods, not because they're paranoid, because they've lived through moments when calculation was the only thing between life and mass casualty. You know what's terrifying? The protocols you're supposed to follow were written by lawyers, not sailors. Your command manual says, maintain scheduled course unless authorized by corporate maritime operations. It says, avoid actions that could trigger passenger panic or result in insurance liability. It says, document all decisions for legal review. But your gut, trained by 10,000 hours at sea, says, run. Corporate wants you to maintain course because changing route means compensating passengers, rebooking ports, and explaining to shareholders why the stock price dipped. So you call headquarters, and you get a risk manager who's looking at weather models on a computer screen in an air-conditioned office telling you it's just weather and to proceed as planned. Meanwhile, you're watching waves climb higher than your bridge windows. You're feeling the ship shudder with each impact. You're hearing the structural groans that mean your hull is flexing beyond safe limits. This is the moment every captain dreads, when protocol and reality violently diverge, when your career stands on one side and 4,300 lives stand on the other. Some captains follow orders, they maintain course, they trust the system, and sometimes the system fails. Sometimes the storm is worse than the models predicted. Sometimes the ship doesn't make it. Other captains cut the line to corporate. They take full command. They make the call their training and instinct demand. And if everyone survives, they're heroes. If people die anyway, they're reckless criminals who violated protocol. Let's talk about what actually happens when a cruise ship enters a megastorm. First, the windows. Modern cruise ships have observation decks with floor-to-ceiling glass overlooking the ocean, beautiful in calm seas, deadly in storms. When a 12-meter wave hits that glass at 180 kilometers per hour, it doesn't just crack, it explodes inward. Shards of glass become shrapnel. People are killed instantly. Others are sucked through the opening into the ocean. Second, the roll. Ships have a measurement called the angle of vanishing stability, the point where the ship rolls so far it can't recover. For most cruise ships, that's around 40 to 50 degrees. Past that angle, physics takes over. The ship capsizes. You have maybe 15 seconds to abandon ship before you're underwater, with 4,300 people in the middle of a megastorm at night. Third, the cargo. Everything inside a cruise ship becomes a weapon when the ship rolls. Pianos slide across ballrooms, slot machines tear free from casino floors, industrial kitchen equipment, ovens, refrigerators, deep fryers becomes tumbling metal death. People don't just drown in ship disasters, they're crushed, burned, impaled by the environment they thought was safe. And fourth, the lifeboats. Here's the dark secret about lifeboats on cruise ships. They're designed for calm sea evacuation. In a megastorm, deploying lifeboats is often a death sentence. The boats smash against the hull. They capsize the moment they hit the water. People jump from the ship and are crushed between the lifeboat and the hull as the ship rolls. So when passengers are screaming, "Lower the lifeboats," your job as captain is to tell them no, to explain that staying on the ship, even a sinking ship, might be safer than those lifeboats, to convince terrified people that the thing that looks like salvation is actually suicide. Let's say you made it. The storm passes. Your ship is battered, listing, smoking in places, but afloat. Dawn breaks. You've been on the bridge for 3 hours and 28 minutes, without sitting, without eating, without looking away from your instruments. Your final tally: 47 injured, 3 crew dead, millions in damage, but 4,294 survivors, people who will go home to their families, children who will grow up, futures that still exist. The Coast Guard arrives, then the investigators, then the lawyers. Every decision you made will be scrutinized, every protocol you followed or broke, every life saved and every life lost. They'll have weeks to analyze what you decided in seconds. They'll have computer models and expert testimony. You'll have your judgment and your conscience. Some captains are exonerated, their split-second decisions validated as heroic. Other captains are prosecuted, their licenses revoked, their careers destroyed. The difference isn't always competence, sometimes it's just luck. Because here's the final truth about commanding a ship in a megastorm: you can do everything right and still lose. The ocean doesn't care about your training. The storm doesn't care about your protocols. Nature is brutally, terrifyingly indifferent. This is Storm Command. This is the reality that cruise passengers never see. While you're enjoying the buffet, attending the comedy show, relaxing by the pool, there's a person on the bridge calculating. Always calculating how far to the nearest port, what the weather models predict, whether that cloud formation looks wrong, whether the barometric pressure is dropping too fast, because they know something you don't. The ocean is always waiting, and when it decides to test you, it doesn't give warnings, it doesn't wait for convenient timing, it just comes, fast, brutal, unforgiving.
So the next time you board a cruise ship and see the captain in their crisp white uniform giving the safety briefing, remember they're not just reciting protocols, they're making a promise that if the worst happens, if the impossible storm arrives, they'll make the choices that give you the best chance to survive, even if those choices haunt them forever. What would you decide, Captain, when protocol and reality collide? When every option leads to death? When 4,300 people are counting on you to be perfect in the most imperfect moment imaginable? That's the question that keeps captains awake at night. Welcome to Storm Command.